any other changes like in your health, or did you have issues before other than your disability at any time?
Oh my God, yes. Yes, I did not, luckily though, I did not have diabetes. Isn't that amazing that I escaped diabetes? I did not have high blood pressure. My family, my mother's family traditionally is low, and sometimes they have to take my blood pressure like 2 or 3 times. You know what I mean? Before they really get it, because it's low. Did I have other health issues? Physical more so than anything else. My thyroid, were you here when I told that my thyroid was low, but I overproduce insulin? Stolar, Mark Stolar, is my endocrinologist at Northwestern, is the one who discovered that. Because my girlfriend kept bugging me. When I came home from University of Chicago, I was devastated. Because I didn't tell you the rest of the story. When I was leaving, I ran into the girl who couldn't lose weight since July 4th on the elevator. And she said, she was all recovered now, and she said, so what do you think? And I said, what I think is I'm going to cancel my surgery date. And she said, why? And I said, and here's a takeaway. And I said to her, you are no better off today than you were 13 months ago, because you have not learned how to eat, and you have not learned how to move. All you did was use that gastric bypass as your savior, and it's not. It's a tool. So I don't know what kind of issues you have, but I would definitely get a good internist who is an endocrinologist if those are the kind of issues you have. My issues were more physical than they were like that. But Stolar, when he asked me questions. When I came to his office the first day, it took me 6 weeks to get an appointment with him. And I lost 18 pounds in 6 weeks. Atkins, low carb. So now I'm 300 pounds. I go in to see Stolar, and I'm crying like that girl at University of Chicago. I'm blubbering, snots, crying. He goes, let me see your hand. And he took my hand and he went like this. And then he did it again, and I said, what are you doing? He goes, you have thick skin. I said, Doc, I got news for you. This is fat skin. This ain't thick skin. This is fat. He said, no, feel mine. And he had thin skin, and now I have thinner skin because it was my thyroid that was so messed up. At age 40, I started getting all these crazy symptoms. They said, oh, you're going through the change. So they put me on HRT at age 40. You know what was wrong with me? It was my thyroid. So when I had my ski injury, I saw 8 doctors. The first 6 all told me something different. At the time, there was a big basketball star, Bernard King, who played for the Washington, D.C., who are they? Wizards or Bullets or some Washington, D.C. team. And Bernard King, and he had to have his ACL or something replaced. They took the vein out of his thigh. I don't know what the hell. I called his doctor. I said, here's what's going on with me. He goes, I could help you, but you have to come to New York for the follow-ups. I suggest you see somebody in Chicago. So finally one day, and this is when I had my plus-size clothing company, and I was quite well known around the city and the country, and I called up Freddie Cato, was the trainer for the Bears at the time. Remember the name Freddie Cato? Okay. And I called up Freddie Cato, and I said, Freddie, we met at a couple parties. I don't know if you remember me. However, I model, I design, I this, I that. Here's what happened to me. My leg is totally trashed. He said, I'm going to get you an appointment with Dr. Jerry Berna in Lake Forest tomorrow morning at 9 o'clock. I said, here's what I said to him. I told him my story, and I said, what would you do with me if I were your star quarterback? And this happened. And he said, tomorrow morning, 9 o'clock, be there, Lake Forest. Dr. Berna will see you. Bring your MRIs. Berna looks at the MRIs. He said, we will do nothing because your knee is so messed up. It's like when you have an abscess, the dentist can't do anything for you till he gets it to calm down, the swelling to go down, the infection to go down, right? That's what they had to do with my leg. He said, immediately you should start physical therapy, immediately. Driving back into the city, I too live in downtown Chicago. Driving back into the city, I'm crying, I'm said to my husband, that was number 7. 7 opinions, 7 different medical professional opinions. I said, we got to go see one more doctor tomorrow morning. His name is Dr. Jimmy Hill. He's in a water tower place. He's from Northwestern. He said, you got to go do it. You got to see this last guy. So we went in the morning. The guy comes in, adorable little guy, African American, smile out to here, very unassuming dressed, corduroys, big lab coat with over here, Dr. James A. Hill, orthopedic surgery. How you doing? I'm Jimmy Hill. What can I do? What happened to you? And he said the same thing Berna did, so I stayed with Jimmy Hill because he was 10 minutes from my house. But it took me 8 doctors, and 7 and 8 concurred. Are you getting the picture? So I can't leave my family doctor. I've been going to him for 40 years. If your doctor does not believe in low-carb way of weight loss and is not a good endocrinologist, and I mean a good one, find one who is. And again, in my book, I tell you the whole story about how I did it, what to say. You call the doctors. I started telling you about Sherman Hospital. Oh, we only believe in the Mediterranean diet. Needless to say, I didn't do my program there because it doesn't work for me. So how am I going to stand before you and say, oh, the Mediterranean, oh, this, that? No. This is what worked for me after a lifetime of chronic obesity. And I assure you that if you struggle, start looking at what you're eating and start counting the carbohydrates and start keeping a daily log and get on that scale every single morning after you take care of your business. You're naked, you're going to get in the shower, you get on the scale. And you write that down in your journal. The date, your weight, how many steps you walked, and if you want to keep a little food log in there, fine. Food logs never did any good for me. I mean, I could keep a food log from now until the cows come home, because I was never on the right diet. Did I answer your question, kind of, sort of? You got to find a good doctor. I'm not a doctor, again, consult with a doctor.